Hey, what's going on, guys? It's LuceyGoosey or Kyle, and welcome back to another episode of Minigame Madness here on the channel. That is right, we are back with another episode of Minigame Madness, and I am super hyped for today's episode of Minigame Madness. I have not recorded in a whole week, which is really weird, and I mean, that's usually what I do. I usually record on the weekends and everything like that, but it feels really weird because I haven't played on this world in a while. I just started doing the off-camera work I needed to do for today's episode, and I'm like, I really just want to record, so finally, I can record. Hello, guys. How are you doing? So yeah, welcome back to another episode of Minigame Madness. We're right here in our lobby to start off the episode, but I do want to show you guys all of my off-camera work. But first, we've got our comment of the day coming in from Cryptic Craft, and he says to make the chest at the starter islands without full armor because it defeats the purpose of having armor in the kits. So I completely agree with that statement right there. I wasn't really thinking about it, I guess, when I was making the chest and everything. So if I have full armor in the starter islands, then it's not really gonna work out, you know, so I'll have to fix that up later. But I ended up doing all of our starter islands right here, all 8 of them. Took me forever to do them, but they are finally done. All of them are good to go, have basically the same stuff in them. All I have to do are the chests. So now I've got to figure out what I want to redo the chest with. So I'll come up with that and I'll come back to you guys in a second. So I think what I want to do is just get rid of all of the armor and all of the weapons in our starter island. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, these starter islands, this one right here, the one that we made last episode, is so much smaller than the other ones. It's the same dimensions and everything, but I don't know why I ended up making this one a bit smaller. It has like 3 blocks thick of walls and everything. So, I mean, it still serves the same purpose as all the other islands. It just looks a little bit different, because if we go over to this island right here, you'll notice that this is a lot bigger underneath than the other one, but it's okay. I mean, all the other ones are about this big as well, but I think it just gives it a little bit more uniqueness, I guess, to the starter island that we made in the first one. Alrighty, so I just checked the chest, and one thing that the players do need is wood. Now, they do have the wood right here, but I don't know if everyone would be smart enough to grab this wood. So I think I'll just put 8 wood in this chest right here, and every island's going to have 8 or 16 wood, just to get them started so they can make pickaxes and everything like that, and I think that's pretty good. So now I need to put all of the other chests at the islands, and this is going to take a while. So I think for the first one I had 1 on top and 2 on the bottom, and then we also had our hidden chest. So I think I'm going to hide one in a different spot on every island, but then I'm going to fill it with the similar stuff that we've been filling up the chest with, or that we filled up the chest with on the first island. So I'm going to do that for all of the islands, and then I'll come back to you guys and work on something else. Alrighty, guys, so I finished filling up the chest, which is pretty awesome, and now we've got to work on the center island. So I was thinking about it, and I kind of want to do a ring before I do the center island. So we'll have like a circle, and then we'll have another circle in the middle. It kind of doesn't make sense when I'm talking about it, but basically, like, I'll have one ring that goes around like that, and then the center island, which will have like all the good chests in it and everything. And I think I want to do that just to add a little bit of spice up to the Skywars minigame and everything like that. So I'm going to be trying to do that, and I think I'll just build it all, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end, and then I'll probably time-lapse the center island, and then I don't really know what I'm going to do after that, but I'm going to build this little ring right here, and I'll come back to you guys when it's done. Alrighty, guys, so I actually have done quite a bit of work on this since the last time we talked and everything, and I have done the middle ring, and then I also built some bridges that lead to middle. So I decided that this is going to be middle itself. I'm not going to just make the ring. Everything is connected, and I tried to make like rails that lead the middle because I figured that kind of goes along with the Western theme. But I didn't want to build a train because I don't think I can build a very small train in this area. So these are our rails. You have to kind of parkour. I mean, you can just go on top of these rails right here, and it's going to lead you to the middle where all the good chests are going to be. Now, there are going to be chests on the outside as well. I think just one on each, like, corner of the thing, so it should be pretty awesome. So I think maybe that corner, or maybe we'll even have it like where that block is, that block is, that block is, and that block is, because that could work as well. But basically what I want to do now is make the bottom of this look pretty, and also I'm going to build a water tower here. Now originally I wanted to build a Western style saloon, but I just don't have enough room in this little tiny area that I wanted to build in, so we're not going to be able to build a saloon. Now I could if I got rid of these rails and everything, but I really like how this map works and everything like that. So we are going to be building a water tower, and then I'm also making this stuff look pretty. So I want to do this in a time lapse. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I think I'm just going to do a first-person time-lapse because I don't really have the stuff to do a third-person time-lapse right now. So I will be doing a first-person time-lapse, and I'll try to throw in some pretty awesome music in there. Maybe some Western music if I can find something. But yeah, it should be a pretty awesome time-lapse, and I'll see you guys once I'm done. Alrighty guys, so I have finished up all of center. We've got the middle done. We have all the details. We have the water tower in the middle, and now all I have to do is fill the chest, and then I believe we are done. Now, there are little things I have to do to clean up, like this thing is hollow right here. If we break a block in here, it's all hollow, and I actually don't have any blocks to replace that, but I'll do that in just a second. But I do have all the items here in my inventory that I want to put in the chest. So I have iron armor, diamond armor, then we have some weapons and some pickaxes and all that stuff. I'm going to put multiple bows, multiple things of arrows. We're going to have some golden apples, ender pearls, and all this other stuff you guys can see. And I'm just going to spread it throughout the chest. Also, at the top of the water tower, which I don't think I showed on the time lapse, we have a couple bits of water in here, and then we have an enchantment table and an anvil. So kind of looks cool, and that's where you can go to enchant your stuff, and I think will be pretty awesome. So I'm just going to spread out the stuff throughout these chests, and then I think we'll be good to go. So I think we're going to have iron armor on the outsides of this area right here. We'll have diamond armor on the inside of the area, and I think that will work out just fine. And then everything else, I'll just work my way throughout all the chests, and then we'll be good to go. Alrighty guys, well, all of the chests have been filled at middle, so if we take a look in this chest right here, we've got that stuff in there. There's a ton of different stuff in the different chests, so as you guys can see, we've got some golden apples in that one. Over here, we've got an ender pearl and a couple arrows. I think each one of these ones has one arrow in it, and then there's a couple bows around here, so all the ones at middle have 4 or 8 arrows, and then one of them has 0, just because the one is 8. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, those are all the chests right there that we just filled, and this is no longer hollow. It's all filled up with just red sandstone, and the map is looking good, and I think that is it for this actual Skywars part of the map. I do have to create the parkour, but I think I'll do that off camera. And the next episode of Minigame Madness should be us playing the game. So if you do want to join me for this awesome episode of Minigame Madness next Monday, I'm not sure when I'll be recording it, but if you guys want to let me know what your gamer tag is down below in the comments, I'll try to let you know when I'm going to be recording it so that we can have an awesome round of Skywars, and we can have an 8-person round, because that could be pretty awesome. And maybe we'll play a couple rounds of it if in case we have more than 8. Now, the last thing I want to do, actually, and I completely forgot about it, is we need to have a way to start up the game. So hopefully I'm holding this glass. Yeah, I am. Okay. So basically what I'm just going to do is pillar up, probably, I don't know, how many is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blocks in the air sounds fine. And then what we're going to do is just build a nice little area that will hold the player, and then when I want to start the game, or when you guys, if you guys download the map, when you want to start the game, you can just give them the privilege to break blocks and everything, or give them all their privileges at once, and then they can break the block underneath them to start the game, and they'll get down on their island. So I think that works just fine. In fact, actually, let's leave the top open so that you can teleport them in there, and that will be their little pod. So you'll just teleport them in there, they'll have to stay here, then they get their permission to break blocks, and they go and start the game. So it should be pretty awesome. I'll do these for the rest of them, but I think that's going to do it for this episode of Minigame Madness. Oh, it's so hard to do without your hand in your HUD. Come on, can I get it? There we go, finally. Alright, that took forever. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Minigame Madness. I think this map turned out really great. A lot of good detail into it, and I definitely like this map. So there will be a download for it in the next episode of Minigame Madness when we play it, and that should be pretty awesome. So hopefully you guys did all enjoy this episode of Minigame Madness. I'm out for now. Peace!